I call the honourable member for Longman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Education, representing the Minister, assisting the Prime Minister on the public service. I refer the Minister to this report in today's Daily Telegraph, that the previous government had secret plans to cut 14,500 jobs from the public service over the next 4 years. How is the government planning to respond to the uncertainty created by these revelations, and what is their impact on other government plans?
I call the Leader of the House and Minister representing a minister in another place.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. And I have seen the reports that are referred to by the member for Longman, and I can tell him that the government will respond by firstly reviewing our own promises before the election that we would have 12,000 reductions in the public service through natural attrition. Indeed, the important thing is that we promised before the election and we were completely upfront and honest with the Australian public about our plans for the future, quite unlike the opposition. The second part of the question, Madam Speaker, was the implications for the wider aspects of the government's plans. And one of the things that needs to be explained to the Australian public is that, as well as the government, the previous government pretending that they wouldn't be cutting anything from the public service, but actually having secret plans to cut 14,500 public servants across the board, they hadn't funded their redundancies in the forward estimates in the budget. So, in fact, this is just another addition to the Bowen black hole that this government has unfortunately inherited 2 months ago. Because, of course, the Bowen black hole will mean that the deficit and debt will increase because of the previous government's legacy to this new government. Indeed, this was one of the booby traps Labor left in the budget for the new government. This was one of the booby traps from the boobies on that side of the House, Madam Speaker, a 14,500 cut to the public service. But it's even worse than that, Madam Speaker. It's even worse, because the Leader of the Opposition himself, dripping all that sincerity that he likes to affect when he goes to various places around Australia, he said at the CPSU conference in Melbourne on the 16th of August, during the election campaign, Madam Speaker, he said, as a federal minister for almost 3 years, I've had the privilege of a front-row seat and gained a unique appreciation of the work that our public sector employees do for this country each and every day. Your stories go quietly on, a few attracting discreet bouquets. He went on to say, but so often you are the subject of economic vandalism inspired by conservative ideology. We all know that the solution to our nation's challenges is not a cut to the bone. Tragically, Madam Speaker, he wasn't going to give them bouquets. He was planning on hitting them with an anvil after the election. But thank goodness he wasn't elected, Madam Speaker. The truth is, the coalition was entirely upfront with the public servants of Australia about our plans, and I pity. I feel betrayed, Madam Speaker. But imagine those public servants who voted Labor, believing it would secure their jobs, only to find that Labor was waiting for them with an anvil after the election.